His famous Ace in the place to be. We Two Made for TV. Shout out to 2 Made for TV Network. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure you subscribe to the channel. And let's get into it. So this was a great night of boxing last night, November 22nd. This is the morning after. And my analysis was it was a pretty good card from the top to the bottom. I watched a couple of the prelims, and of course they had the guys that's on their way up with those easy fights just to build their records. They had about 3 or 4 of those that were just like, they're not really nothing. But then of course once they start getting into the actual card, starting with Vito versus, I forgot the dude name or whatever, but he came to fight. Vito hurt him a few times, also dropped him. He was talking a lot of mess in the press conference and stuff. So that was a good fight, amazing. So we started off with, a little bit of boxing, caught him a couple times with some good shots, wore him out. He went down a few times, but it was a good fight. So shout out to Vito for his win. Then you had, who came in? Oh, was it Abdullah? I think Abdullah Mason versus Sam Noakes. Abdullah showed a lot of heart. He showed a lot of courage. He showed that, he can stand in the fire against some big punchers, because Sam Noakes was supposed to be a big puncher over in the UK. He was undefeated. And, Abdullah did go to war. I feel like he should have went to the body more. That probably would have, basically, he probably could have got the job done a lot sooner versus going 12 rounds. But he shied away from those body shots he usually do. I believe he got gassed a little bit. Sam Noakes is he's a pretty tough opponent. He was catching the Abdullah with a few body shots that I think, helped gas the fuel tank out. So, but all in all, he was able to pull through it and get back to the game plan, and show that grit and bite down and make it through and come out with the win and the title. So shout out to Abdullah Mason. That was a good fight too. A lot of people thought he was going to get dropped within that fight at some point. So a shout out to him for not getting dropped, showing he has a chin against a big punch, arguably a big puncher. And yeah, he did good. He did pretty good. Again, like I said, he did gas out. He probably should work on his stamina more. I think this is his first 12 rounder, so he'll probably get better and better. He's still young, got things to work on, but he's going to be a good fighter as long as he stay focused and stay, working on things he need to get done and getting better. Then after that, so that was Sam Noakes versus Abdullah Mason. Then after that was Bam Rodriguez and Puma. The guy was doing a lot of talking as well. During the press conferences, he was very animated. You can tell he's very comfortable with the cameras. He had a title, came in there, tried to put on a good fight, but Bam Rodriguez was just too much. Bam's boxing is incredible. You can tell he has an IQ. He did adjust a couple of times in that fight. He just eventually wore Puma down is the same, and took him out. Got the KO stoppage. He took him out with a good, was it an uppercut, I believe? He did a body shot in the uppercut, I believe. Oh, no, I think that was a pullback. He did he played possum a little while. Puma threw a couple punches. He did the pullback and shoot move and caught him straight down the middle. And, yeah, he went down for the count and couldn't recover from it. So shout out to Bam for his win. Now, unified 3 belts instead of the 2, and I think he wants to go ahead and try to get the last belt, become undisputed, and then maybe move up to newer, bigger things in another weight class. So shout out to Bam. That was a good fight as well. What else? And then we had Devin and Brian Norman, the fight everybody been waiting for. We all know that what Devin been going through with Ryan Garcia, with the last fight he had with Ramirez, and yeah, he really needed to prove himself this fight. I said that already. I didn't think Norman was going to win other than by maybe a puncher's chance. I felt like Devin was going to come in here sharp and with something to prove this time. and Norman was the perfect candidate for that. You know, I said before, even before he fought Devin, that Norman keeps his head on the line too much. You've seen that with when he fought what's his name? He was a good boxer, and he's from Houston. Quick draw. He fought him and was having trouble with him a little while. You know. So I knew there, and I'm sure Devin Haney and Bill Haney done watched a film on Norman and just saw a lot of his openings. And, you know, Norman's still kind of fresh. He had a title. He's still got a lot of things to work on. He's just a brawler for the most part. He can box a little bit, but his IQ is not there, I don't believe. And he's a very straightforward shooter. His head is on the line too much. So Bill Haney and Devin Haney and the team came up with a plan to capitalize off of that, just like he's been dropped by lower opposition in his fights, Norman. So I believe they used that same strategy and game plan, and every time he's been dropped, it's the 1-2 down the middle, the straight in the middle. I think Devin could have threw more punches. He still was a little gun shy. You can tell, but you can tell his confidence got way better, and you know, with that fight and him, you know, showcasing that he had a little bit of power and dropped him. Devin has to work on his aggressiveness. He's not very good with finishing guys. He did try to, but I think the ref was in the way, hating and stuff. So I'm gonna let him make it with that. But Devin definitely does need to get a little bit more aggressive, especially in these higher weight classes. These guys is coming to kill you, and they're not coming to play. So if you got an opportunity to get a guy out of there, get him out of there. His accuracy was on point, Devin. Because that's what dropped him, the accuracy, along with, you know, he probably did have a little powder. I heard it. I heard a little pop. So Devin accurately calculated and timed him coming in and hit him with that 1-2. So it was like when Devin did the 1-2, he was catching Norman, you know, in spots and stuff. So if he would have threw his 1-2, do jab, 1-2, jab, 1-2, 1-2, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4. He did a couple, I think maybe 2 or 3 times. Devin did a little flurry. He pulled a David Benavidez. He did a little flurry and got out of there. But that was during the time when he knew he had Norman hurt. So that's probably why he took the chance a little bit better. But Devin definitely could have got him out there, just like he could have got Ramirez out of there. You know, he just really has to realize he's on a different level now. You out here playing with these bigger cats, so you need to get him out of there. Stop being in there trying to pity pat and play around and run around. If you can get him out of there, get him out. But other than that, I mean, it was a good performance. He was able to show he got a little pop, and he was in the pocket a little bit, you know, more than he did with Ramirez for sure. He was able to get back out. You know, he almost could have got a draw almost, because although Norman was hurt a couple times and got dropped, he looked as if he was more busy. You know, Norman kind of looked like he was more busy as he was still trying to pressure Devin, even though he was getting pieced up. But Devin wasn't throwing too much, so he wasn't scared to come in, you know, as he should have been after being knocked down. So I think Devin has to get a little bit more with, you know, getting his respect in the ring. He should have kept that 1-2 going. He's so used to just throwing a jab, getting out there. But he definitely needs to switch it up more as far as throwing his hands more. He can get more guys. He can get more knockdowns and more, and even start getting knockouts again. But he definitely just have to realize that, you know, hey, we're gonna have to start doing more 1-2s and 1-2-3s when we have those chances, so we can rack up the points. Versus that one jab and going, because nobody's trying to see that no more, and the judges are not waving in your favor with those type of performances. So that being said, it was incredible with that knockdown. The internet went crazy. Everybody went crazy because nobody was expecting Devin to actually knock down Norman. Norman was known as the big puncher. One of the guys at 147 with a belt that had a little power. No, he hasn't fought anyone of good opposition, but it was known that he had a little power, and Devin could have been in danger. So shout out to Devin on his win. He's now three division champion. He's saying he's gonna try to unify. We'll see. 147 seems like that may be a hard division to unify in because of who has the belts at the moment. The guys seem like they're not really trying to fight each other. So with that being said, then the last fight of the night, the main event, the main card, Benavidez versus Yarde. Yard tried to basically box for the first half and try to stay on the outside and catch Benavidez when he can, and by countering every so often. But it looked like he gassed out, and he also was just getting overwhelmed with Benavidez with this flurry of punches. And I think Benavidez was going to the body that kind of, wore him down too, and he eventually got a KO stoppage in which, people was worried about Benavidez too, not getting many KOs and stuff his last few fights. He haven't been getting any KOs. He's been going 12 rounds or something like that. So it was good for him to get a stoppage at the new division that he's at as well, to show he still got a little bit of pop. He could probably work on his midsection a little bit more. These bigger guys at this weight may definitely be trying to go to the body on him to wear him down more, which should be the game plan. He's softened the body for Benavidez. But unfortunately, I guess the game, it's easy to say that until you start getting hit with flurry. So other than that, man, it was a decent fight card. I enjoyed it, especially the Devin and Bryan card. It was still, people was complaining that Devin still fights boring. I mean, he's a boring fighter, but that fight was definitely more exciting than his other fights. That's for sure, especially the one with Ramirez. So just him having that knockdown, it created controversy. And yeah, so it was more entertaining than usual. So let's give them that. Shout out to all the guys. All the guys are warriors. They put on a great show. It seemed like every fight, everybody was out there to win. So that's what made it more interesting versus, getting these guys that's just in there to be in there and just happy to be there. And it's a one-sided fight. So, yeah. All in all, it was a good fight. Shout out to the guys. And now we have, that just was announced, Anthony Joshua versus Jake Paul. Thank God he's finally fighting a real boxer. Finally fighting someone that's active. Let's not say just a real boxer. We're fighting somebody that's an active boxer that has a record, and that's still doing their thing in boxing. So we'll see how that goes. Of course, everybody's expecting Jake to get knocked out. Jake spoke on it and said, hey, I think the way Jake should look at it and is looking at it at this point is like, hey, at this point, if I get knocked out, fuck it. I went out there, tried to prove myself, came in as a YouTuber and worked hard to try to, do something different and reach a goal that he had just in his head and make money while doing it. So I think he's looking at it like that. So even if he do get knocked out, he's not going to be so fucked up about it, because I mean, he's still going to be able to do his thing and make his money. I mean, he's a YouTuber, so who cares? So yeah, you got that. You have, what else coming up? It's another big fight at the end of November. I think there's another fight coming on. Can't think right now. Just came on here basically to talk about the fight from last night, but we'll do another video where we do a rundown on up and coming fights, make a few fight predictions, give my thoughts on these fights that's coming up, and yeah, and we're gonna end it off there, y'all. It's November 23rd. It's almost the end of the year. This year was crazy. It went by pretty fast. A lot of ups and downs. I'm excited for the new year, and we're gonna get more into our YouTube, doing more YouTube segments, getting more footage, and really being more active and trying to get the network going, do different channels and shows on it as well. So stay tapped in. Thank y'all for tuning in. What do you think about the fights? Like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. Again, shout out to